Okay, Vijay sir, we are also live on Facebook right now,
Great.
and this will also be made available on YouTube later on my channel. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hariharan Iyer, the creator, founder, and chief mentor of Hariharan School of Success Education, HSSE, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome all of you for the third edition of our HSSE CEO Talks, where we get you people from the industry to come and talk to you, give you perspectives about life, success, entrepreneurship, career development. And CEO Talks is a platform to get real-time CEOs to come and talk to you. People who do it every day, who have done it, and who are all the time looking at scaling up, creating value, and also sharing experiences about the various challenges that they have faced in their life. So this is what the CEO Talks is all about, and also share with you the solutions that can possibly be done based on the challenges that they go through. HSSE was, before I introduce today's speaker, Mr. Vijay Pawar, I just want to give a very quick introduction about HSSE. My company, I can't stop myself from talking about my company. So HSSE was established in 2009. So it's been a fantastic 12-year journey for me, 12 years plus. And somewhere at least 50% of the journey, Vijay Pawar has witnessed that journey. When I interacted with him a few years ago, I had an opportunity to do some work with him for his organization. So it's been an exhilarating experience for me. And I welcome you all on behalf of my associates, Dilip Sharma and Parul Tripathi. Both are independent training, learning and development entrepreneurs, but I am very fortunate they also have joined hands with HSSE and we work on various projects together. So HSSE's vision is to build an empire of learning and to become the world's most exciting training organization. So we have various verticals. So we have e-learning platform, we have corporate workshops, we have surveys and assessments, and it's been a wonderful journey for us in these last so many years to keep on adding value. And we are also one of the most innovative organizations in the learning and development space. Personally, for me, I'm a motivational speaker, a corporate trainer, and an author. I've authored 8 books so far. I'm also a Reiki Grandmaster. And besides all this, the core purpose of my life is to see if I can create HSSE as a legacy that the company can live on and continue to contribute and add value even after I exit this world. So that's the core purpose. That's the passion with which we try and run HSSE out here. I welcome all the delegates who have joined us today. Thank you so much for taking time out on a Saturday evening to listen to Mr. Vijay Pawar. Mr. Pawar is the chairman and managing director of Mirador Group of Companies, a real estate organization. He has been a very successful real estate developer. But when you talk about real estate, you always think about a builder who's trying to build something, who's trying to sell you some flats, and it's a very unorganized market in many ways. However, I have closely watched Mr. Pawar, the way he works, and I have not found a more employee-friendly entrepreneur in the SME segment. And the kind of bonding he creates, the kind of value he creates is absolutely incredible. And if you see Vijay sir's, if you go to Vijay sir's library anytime, to his office anytime, you will see a little library there full of different kinds of books. And he's a reader, and as they say, leaders are readers. So he's a reader and he comes up with great ideas. Today he's going to talk to us about how every adversity is an opportunity. I requested him to talk on this subject because when I'd gone to meet him a few months back, we were just having an informal conversation and he said, Hariharan, do you know that, how Apple was created? You know what happened to that Kodak camera? Do you know how things have changed in the pandemic? It's all about creating opportunities during adversity. I said, sir, that's a fantastic concept. So I would be very, very delighted if you can be a speaker and speak on how every adversity is an opportunity. We are delighted to welcome you, sir, to the third edition of the CEO Talks. He is also a recipient of the Torchbearer Award at our HR Conclave, which we did very recently, for his outstanding contribution to being a people-friendly leader. This is our third edition. I think on November 12th, if I remember correctly, we launched the very first edition of the HSSE CEO Talks by Mr. Rajender Sood, the CEO of Career Access. And in December, I took the honors upon myself to share some entrepreneurial lessons as the founder of HSSE. And today we have the third edition where Mr. Vijay Pawar is going to share his ideas and his wisdom on how every adversity is an opportunity. Over to you, sir, and thank you so much for being on this platform with us.
Thank you so much, Hari, for that wonderful vision of yours. And, everything is driven by vision. And I believe that is very true. The foundation should be vision for any businesses, any organization. If you are very clear about your vision, the path becomes very easy. You know where you have to go. It's only about mission and executing it. Okay. So, thank you everybody who is here for this particular session on a very short notice. And what is the most important thing you can give to somebody? The answer will be your time, because the time you're spending will never come back. We have a limited time for which we are here on this earth. And I think from that particular time you are spending almost an hour. So it becomes my responsibility that I do justice to whoever are here. And whatever a bit I have learned in my short journey of entrepreneurship, I think I try to share that, and I hope that it will be useful for you in somewhat way in your daily life or in your businesses, wherein it can make some difference, and I'll be more than happy to spend this time here. So thank you everybody for joining in. So I want to just ask, or if we can have this conversation here, that what do you mean by adversity? What is adversity, and what do you think about it? Adversity सोचेंगे तो ऐसा लगता है कि adversity यानी क्या? This is something negative. Adversity यानी यार मैं कुछ करने जा रहा था and यार ये problem हो गई, या the situation has changed, or I have planned something and now there is a policy change. I have planned something और अभी ये market ऐसा चला गया. I have planned something और वहाँ पे झगड़ा हो गया और बंद हो गया. There can be anything. Every day, every moment, we face adversity. So the topic looks huge, but adversity is every time you are experiencing it. So I will take it forward. Before that, I would like to tell a few minutes about myself. I am Vijay Pawar. I am founder and managing director for Mirador Group of Company, as you told. So I am civil engineer by profession, but I never wanted to be a civil engineer at first place. I always wanted to be a pilot. And after 12th, the fees for becoming a commercial pilot was very high. At that time, I remember it was around 25 lakh rupees for a complete course, which we could never afford because I come from a very middle class family, and I have three elder sisters. My eldest sister is doctor, second is a teacher, and third is a pharmacist. And so we all are educated people. My father were being in such a huge post in government, still, because of his value system, we never have that kind of capital in hand. So the second best choice was civil engineering, which I got, luckily. Civil is something which I liked in my childhood, but not more than planes. So I will always say it's my second choice. So that is how about my career, about me. When I became engineer from Vijay, the first thing I did was forming this Mirador group. In 2004, I was passed out and we need to fill a form wherein I get a license to do government contract for 35 lakh rupees in 2004. And the Mirador was born there and there only. So that is how Mirador was born. I started as an entrepreneur immediately after I passed out from my college. I always wanted to do a business, but somehow, in this journey of 2-3 years, I met my wife, Dr. Dhanashree Pawar, and the things changed. So the primary condition was that, in our community, the businessmen are a little, people don't, our people are not very keen to marry their daughter to businessman, other than they will prefer a doctor or a government servant. That is how it was typically in my case also, I hope. Nobody's from my family. But, that was the case. And my wife told me that you have to become a government servant to, get married to me. At that time, I gave an a direct NPSC exam and I cleared it. I became a class 1 officer with Government of Maharashtra Industries Department. So I was a class 1 officer with Industries Department for almost 3 years. So from 2007 ending till 2011, I was in Government of Maharashtra serving as a class 1 officer for HR, admin, and of course my civil forte, which is managing our entire civil lines in industries. So that was my role. In that brief career of 3 years, I happened to meet and report to all legends, all big IS officers in Government of Maharashtra. And now I realize that, why I went into that 3 years span was so crucial in my life, which was against my wish as an individual. And then, it eventually helped me when I restarted. So I got married in 2008, April. And, after 2.5 years, I left the job and I started Mirador again. So that is how the roller coaster ride started. I started Mirador again in 2011 end. We started as a contractors because I was not fund heavy. I never had money because I was in a government service and we were married. I had my first kid, Siddhesh. So I never had huge saving. So I started as a painting contractor in the journey, and eventually, slowly and steadily, I raised my bar. So painting is something which requires very less capital. Hence, I choose that career. Then eventually, my support system, my mentors, they saw my struggle and they invested in us. And eventually, we started as a developer. So that is about my journey. And the first project I launched was Oasis Estate. Then we were sold out in only say 6-7 months. Then we launched Oasis Estate Phase 2. Then we launched Mirador Utsav, then Prangan, and then Sangam, and so on. In fact, now we will be coming up in redevelopments in Bombay. We have 3 projects lined up in Mumbai, and we will be launching soon this year. So that is about my real estate journey. My vision in company is that we want to become the most trusted and respected real estate developer globally. That is our vision for Mirador. So trusted and respected. We don't want to be number one. We don't want to be the richest guys in the world. We don't want to we don't want to compete with anybody. What we want is the trust factor, because when we say real estate, the trust is lacking. Real estate Bombay के अंदर, महाराष्ट्र के अंदर और इंडिया के अंदर लोग बोलते हैं यार डेवलपर यानी थोड़ा सा they be little careful. And the respect as a developer, respect as what we have done, what we have created for our customers. That is very important for us. So we want to become the most trusted and respected real estate player globally. That is our vision. Okay, and our mission is that we want to create sustainable homes that will cater to the need of all economic classes. That is our mission. So that is how we want to build it. Coming back to the story of, coming back to today's topic, that is adversity. So we were doing fantastic till 2017, 2018. And eventually after demonetization, real estate started, slowing down. In fact, that was the time Mr. Hariharan was with us, and, he was training my sales team, and we were having a huge team. We were almost 150 people team at that time. And we were doing fantastic because we have 3 projects up and running. A lot of things were, going right. And suddenly demonetization happened in 2016 and the real estate market started falling. That time we had a huge team, and somehow, the cycle stopped. The rotation of funds stopped. And as I told you earlier also, that I'm not a cash rich guy. I'm a first generation entrepreneur that in the real estate. So the cycle got stuck, and eventually we ran out of funds, and that was a critical situation. And from there, we need to re-strategize about how we wanted to take it forward. Yeah.
I am muted.
Yeah. So we wanted to re-strategize on how we wanted to take it forward. So eventually we have to take that hard decision wherein, we have to reduce our strength from 150 to come down to almost 15 people. and then wait for the right time. And at the same time, COVID happened, and we were further down in Zoom. So we have to leave our big office, we have to shift into a smaller office, we have to rearrange everything to sustain, because sustenance is the most important thing in adverse situation. You have to live. Sar salamat to pagdi 50. ये हमारे हिंदी में कहावत है. No, that is so true. You have to be alive so that you can again start rebuilding. Because when we started, we had nothing, so we had nothing to lose. But for that, you have to be there. So a lot of things happened. A lot of things went against our wish. ऐसे लग रहा था पूरी दुनिया ऐसे टूट के बिखर जा रही है. मेरे मेरे जो सपने थे वैसे एक एक करके गिर रहे हैं. ऐसे ऐसे नजारा था. That was the time. It was the worst situation, and I was literally fallen apart. ऐसे लग रहा था कि अब मेरे जिंदगी में और क्या है, कुछ नहीं बचा. But eventually, with the support of my family, my colleagues at office, my mom, dad, my strength, my sisters, they were the first people to come into the line and say that don't worry, we are there with you. That was the first point of address which I got from my near and dear one. And the most important part is my family, my closest family, and my my core team. They were always standing with me. My organization sector, we have a core team wherein whatever big decisions we take, we have to put it in front of core team and get it approved. That core team was standing. That was my pillar, and it was a worst situation. I had nowhere to go, and I have this strong people standing by me. Eventually, time passed on, and I understood that nothing can be done. We have to wait. That is the best situation. In fact, in COVID first year, everybody experienced. People became poor. People pursued their passion, and we saw the different side of life because of COVID. So COVID was a blessing in disguise for most of the people who were at suffering, or who were at a peak also, because they got the time to absorb this. So what I felt and what I want to share here is that mental health, the strength, the courage to fight adversity, the situation which you never predicted in your life that comes, and at that situation, your mental strength and your backbone, which is your family, friends, they stand with you. Invest in them, invest in them whenever you can, however you can. Today, what I learned, whenever this set of people calls me, I leave everything and I go for them. That is what I have learned in the difficult times. क्योंकि दुनिया में और कोई नहीं होता है, यही लोग होते हैं जो आपके साथ खड़े रहेंगे, जो आपके काम आएंगे. So हम सबको प्रेफरेंस देते हैं, हम बड़े बड़े लोगों को प्रेफरेंस देते हैं, लेकिन वही बड़े लोग आपको काम नहीं आते, काम आते हैं यही लोग. So invest in me. That is what I learned hard way, and that is what I want to suggest everybody, that focus on your core. आपके जो कोर है वो आपकी फैमिली है, और आपके जो नियर एंड डियर वंस है वो है. उनके साथ हमेशा खड़े रहो, उनके कॉल के लिए हमेशा तत्पर रहो, क्योंकि दुनिया में कोई नहीं आपके पास आता है, यही लोग आपके साथ खड़े होते हैं. That was the learning. I want to pass it on to this group today, and very important. Second thing was, the most important thing is sustenance. Luckily we had COVID, and I should not say luckily, but it was a blessing in disguise for us. So luckily we had COVID, and I got time to think, I got time to regroup myself, I got time to assess the situation. I was doing a lot of things, but I utilized this time to rethink about my strategy to go for the business. This was the time when there was a lot of uncertainty. Nobody knew what is going to happen, but somehow I sat, I discussed with my friends, I discussed with my wife, I discussed with my family, I discussed with my core team. We used to have everyday call with my core team on Zoom, and we used to discuss कि क्या कर सकते हैं, what can be done, what lies ahead. Nobody was sure, and we used to do a lot of discussion, brainstorming, and but the good part was we were learning something. So whenever this kind of situation comes, take a step back. वेट फॉर स्ट्रॉन्ग टू पास ऑन। दुनिया में कोई भी कुछ भी चीज नहीं बदलती है, आपके साथ कुछ भी हो रहा रहेगा, दुनिया में जो हो रहा है वो कंटिन्यू रहता है, दुनिया वही होती है। ये सब आपके दिमाग का खेल है। जो होता है वो ये दुकान और आपके बीच में जो चलता है वो यही चलता है। सो दुनिया वैसी ही चल रही है, जो कुछ चल रहा है आपके दिमाग में चल रहा है। अगर आप एक सेकंड का पॉज लो और सोचो तो आपको समझेगा कि ये सब आपके दिमाग का खेल है, आपके दिमाग का भ्रम है। इसमें से बाहर निकलने के लिए टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ और भूल जाओ क्या हो रहा है, उससे बाहर निकलो। द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, जब भी प्रॉब्लम में हो एक पॉज ले लो, रुक जाओ और उसको थर्ड आई व्यू से, या फिर हम लोग बोलते हैं ना बर्ड आई व्यू से देखो। एक थर्ड पर्सन करके उसको एनालाइज करो, उसके अंदर इमोशनल मत हो जाओ। दैट इज व्हाट आई लर्न अ वेरी हार्ड वे। सेकेंड थिंग, जब भी एडवर्सिटी आती है, इसको एडवर्सिटी क्यों कहते हैं? क्योंकि हम लोग इसके लिए प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं होते हैं। यानी जब भी हम सोचते हैं कि मेरा बिजनेस ऐसे जाने वाला है, तो वो ऐसे कभी नहीं जाता है, वो ऐसे 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 करके ऊपर जाता है। तो एक छोटा फॉल आएगा, फिर एक ऊपर राइज आएगा, एक छोटा फॉल आएगा, फिर एक राइज आएगा, कभी कभी बहुत बड़ा फॉल भी आता है, जैसे ये कोविड टाइम्स में आया। बड़े बड़े बिजनेसेस की वाट लगती है। वी सॉ द हाईएस्ट अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट in last COVID 2 years. I have seen my customer losing their job. Out of say 300 customer, I know personally know almost 30-40 people who have lost their job, saying that sir we cannot pay EMI. We said okay, don't pay right now. Whenever you get job, you start doing it. So lot of things happened in last 2 years. But the idea is that stay calm. जो कुछ भी हो रहा है ये आपके दिमाग में चल रहा है। बी वेरी श्योर अबाउट इट। बाहर किसी को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। आप क्या सिचुएशन में हो, आपके पास 150 एम्प्लॉय है या आपके पास 10 लाख एम्प्लॉयज है, किसी को कोई लेना देना नहीं है। खुशी होती है आपको लोगों को होता है, दुख होता है वो आपके लोगों को होता है और आपको होता है। सो डोंट गेट इन्फ्लुएंस बाय एक्सटर्नल पीपल और एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस। दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लर्निंग आई हैड in whatever I saw in last 3 years. Okay, time is answer for everything. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है जो मैं बहुत हार्ड वे में सीखा। हमको लगता है कि अरे मैं अगर कल ये नहीं करूंगा तो मेरा क्या होगा, अरे अगर ये टाइमलाइन मेरी मिस हो गई, अगर मेरा ये बिल्डिंग अभी मैं हैंडओवर नहीं कर पाऊंगा तो मेरे विजन मेरे मिशन का क्या होगा। इफ यू कैनॉट डू, यू कैनॉट डू, यू हैव टू एक्सेप्ट इट फर्स्ट। और एक्सेप्ट करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है लाइफ में सस्टेन होने के लिए। सो आई हैव एक्सेप्टेड इट, आई वेटेड फॉर द राइट टाइम। अभी पिछले 6 महीने से आई वाज समबडी हु gave an interview to a Construction Times magazine wherein I predicted that post COVID real estate will see a huge boom. The reason, I thought that like me there are at least 70% people who are at middle class junction, who are the target audience for people. And the way I am thinking, I am looking at the situation, I felt a need of my office, a private office or a private space in my home. That was the immediate requirement, क्योंकि घर पे खाना बन रहा है, कुकर की सीटी बज रही है और मेरा जूम कॉल चल रहा है। मेरा बच्चा आ गया बीच में, क्रिकेट का बॉल लेके वो बैट से उड़ा रहा है, ये कर रहा है वो कर रहा है, पीछे चिल्ला रहा है सुपरमैन बन के ऐसे उड़ रहा है और मेरा जूम कॉल चल रहा है। उस टाइम में ये नीड क्रिएट हुई कि भैया अगर मेरा एक प्राइवेट ऑफिस होता या मेरे पास एक स्टडी होता तो आई वुड हैव मेरा अच्छा चलता। ऐसे मेरे दिमाग में चल रहा था उस टाइम। ऐसे बहुत बार इंसिडेंट्स हुए मेरे साथ, क्योंकि मेरा हर रोज एक जूम कॉल होता था मेरी टीम के साथ to brainstorm about things, how do we fight whatever the situation is. तो तभी मेरे दिमाग में आया यार मेरे पास ऐसे स्टडी होता है घर में तो मैं अच्छा हो जाता ना। The need of extra space was created during this COVID. किचन थोड़ा बड़ा होना चाहिए ये थॉट आया। Almost 70% people in Mumbai have become chef in COVID time. सब लोगों ने सब बनाया। Golgona coffee was the most tried thing or most searched thing on Google. So, सब लोगों ने अपनी अपनी चीजें ट्राई की, सब लोगों ने अपना अपना पैशन एटलीस्ट फॉलो करने का कोशिश किया, क्योंकि ये जो ब्रेक था वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था हमारे लिए। सो एडवर्सिटी, अभी आई कम बैक टू द टॉपिक। मैंने ये सब आपको बैकग्राउंड इसके लिए दिया कि हमारे आज के टॉपिक पे मैं आता हूँ। एडवर्सिटी क्या है? एडवर्सिटी ये है कि जो आप प्रिडिक्ट नहीं करते, वो जब आपके साथ सिचुएशन आती है तो उसे हम एडवर्सिटी कहते हैं। सो हम लोग एक लाइन ऑफ थिंकिंग से चलते हैं और उसमें हम कुछ एक्सपेक्टेशन रखते हैं कि भैया ये हो सकता है या ये हो सकता है, उसके अलावा तीसरी चीज हुई तो उसको हम एडवर्सिटी का नाम देते हैं. बेसिकली इट्स अ चैलेंज व्हिच यू हैव नॉट थॉट ऑफ ड्यूरिंग योर प्लानिंग स्टेज. ओके, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज एडवर्सिटी. अभी एडवर्सिटी का मैं कुछ एग्जांपल कोट करना चाहता हूँ. एडवर्सिटी कब कब आई थी? जैसे वर्ल्ड वॉर 2 हुआ. वर्ल्ड वॉर 2 के अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें हुई. मार्केट कोलैप्स हो गया था, शेयर मार्केट डूब गया था, ऑयल के प्राइसेस वे ऑल टाइम हाई, लोगों के पास एम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं थी, बहुत सारे इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर थी, ये था वो था. ऐसे टाइम में कौन ग्रो हुआ? सो टाटा वाज द बिगेस्ट गेनर फ्रॉम वर्ल्ड वॉर 2. फिर जो पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस स्ट्रगल था उसके अंदर भी टाटा ने बहुत अच्छा किया. क्यों किया? बिकॉज दे सॉ द गैप, दे आइडेंटिफाइड द गैप and they capitalized on the gap. Policy makers were with them because they also wanted market to go up. Okay. Similarly, अभी आज की सिचुएशन में कोविड किसी ने प्रेडिक्ट नहीं किया था, तो कोविड वाज एन एडवर्सिटी फॉर फार्मा सेक्टर छोड़ के पूरी दुनिया के लिए कोविड एडवर्सिटी था. फार्मा और डॉक्टर्स छोड़ के पूरी दुनिया के लिए कोविड एडवर्सिटी था. तो कोविड के अंदर आप देखोगे तो दो नाम सबसे ज्यादा ऊपर आए, वो है अदानी और अंबानी. ज्यादा है, of course they were already on at their peaks, but why they came up? Because they found out the gap, they found out the missing piece and they plugged it with the policy makers. This is very important, identifying the gap जो ये situation में आ रही है. आगे चल के किसका डिमांड ज्यादा आने वाला है वो हमको ये सिचुएशन में मालूम पड़ती है, and that is what we are supposed to do in this situation. तो कभी भी adverse situation आती है तो we need to regroup, rethink, and think about the gap which can add value to the people's life, which can change the way people look at things. That is very important. I would like to quote, and जैसे हमारे भी डिस्कशन में हरिहरन जी के साथ हमारे एक बात चल रहा था, उसके अंदर वो इसका एग्जांपल आया था नोकिया का. सो नोकिया फोन वाज फेवरेट बिफोर एप्पल बिकम एप्पल. सो हर आदमी के पास इंक्लूडिंग मी हैड अ नोकिया फोन. सो नोकिया वाज रिलायबल, डिपेंडेबल फोन करके वो फेमस था. सो उसका उसका रिलायबिलिटी का क्या टेस्ट था? नोकिया का एसओपी था कि ये फोन को वो 1 मीटर के हाइट से नीचे गिराएंगे और वो फूटना नहीं चाहिए. that was the one of the test of strength of Nokia. So Nokia was the first mobile company to discover touch technology. जो हम लोग टच स्क्रीन बनाते हैं ना, सो मोबाइल के अंदर कैमरा लाने वाला नोकिया फर्स्ट था. टच स्क्रीन बनाने वाली पहली कंपनी नोकिया थी. बट समहाउ ये जो 1 मीटर ड्रॉप टेस्ट है ये नोकिया कभी पास नहीं कर पाया. और क्योंकि उनका सिस्टम है कि नहीं, हम लोग ये 1 मीटर ड्रॉप टेस्ट के अंदर अगर ये फेल हो रहा है तो वी विल नॉट लॉन्च दिस प्रोडक्ट. दैट टाइम स्टीव जॉब्स गॉट टू नो अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर टेक्नोलॉजी ऑफ टच एंड उसने उसमें इम्प्रोवाइज किया. उसने दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी जो ग्लास मेकिंग कंपनी है उसको कॉन्टैक्ट किया. उसने बोला मुझको ऐसी ग्लास बना के चाहिए जो ऊपर से गिरेगी तो भी टूटेगा नहीं. तो वो ग्लास कंपनी ने ये गोरिल्ला ग्लास का कंसेप्ट लेके आए. उन्होंने बोला कि ऐसी ग्लास बन सकती है, हमारे रिसर्च में है, लेकिन मोबाइल के लिए कैसे अडेप्ट होगा ये मुझको मालूम नहीं. स्टीव जॉब्स ने उसको बोला मैं तेरे को एडवांस फंडिंग करता हूँ फॉर 50 लाख पीस, एडवांस पैसा, लेकिन मेरे को अगले 6 महीने में ये चाहिए. That is how he saw an opportunity in that adversity of Nokia. यानी Nokia ने टच टेक्नोलॉजी तो Nokia ने ढूंढी, लेकिन उसका एडवांटेज उठाया by solving a small problem कि ग्लास टूट रही है. तो they never focused on glass. Nokia never focused on glass. Nokia ने क्या किया कि भैया ये हमारे एसओपी में नहीं बैठ रहा है, इसको डिस्कार्ड कर दिया. तो यहाँ पे ऐसे हुआ कि एप्पल ने वो अपॉर्चुनिटी उठाई, वो विंडो, वो जो प्रॉब्लम था वो एप्पल ने सॉल्व किया, स्टीव जॉब ने सॉल्व किया. उसने बेस्ट ग्लास मेकिंग कंपनी को बोल दिया मुझको ये चाहिए, एंड दैट इज हाउ एप्पल आईफोन 1 वाज लॉन्च्ड एंड रेस्ट इज हिस्ट्री. नोकिया वाज सोल्ड एट अ वेरी पिटी प्राइस एंड एप्पल इज एप्पल टुडे. इनफैक्ट आई वुड लाइक टू फर्दर कमेंट नाउ, क्योंकि पोस्ट कोविड सिचुएशन और भी बदल रही है. तो इफ यू सी, एप्पल का फर्स्ट मूवर एडवांटेज था इनोवेशन. और आज अगर हम देखेंगे एप्पल 10 से लेके 14 13 तक देयर इज नो इनोवेशन. कैमरा का एंगल चेंज हो जाता है, लेंस की क्वालिटी इंप्रूव हो जाती है, स्क्रीन का रेजोल्यूशन बढ़ जाता है. इसके अलावा एप्पल कुछ इनोवेटिव नहीं कर रहा है. उसका जो कॉम्पिटिटर है सैमसंग, दे आर इनफैक्ट डूइंग मोर इनोवेटिव स्टफ लाइक फोल्ड फोन, फ्लिप फोन. उसके अंदर बहुत सारे इनोवेटिव स्टफ वो लोग दे रहे हैं. सो जो जर्नी में से नोकिया गया, वही जर्नी की तरफ अभी एप्पल वापस जा रहा है. एंड इनफैक्ट सैमसंग जो है वो अपने मिस्टेक्स से सीख के अभी इम्प्रोवाइज हो रहा है. नाउ इफ यू सी द सैमसंग, सबसे ज्यादा बिकने वाले फोन में सैमसंग अभी है. अभी मेरे ख्याल से आई डोंट नो द एग्जैक्ट डेटा, बट सैमसंग हैज अगेन केम अप इन द रैंकिंग बिकॉज ऑफ द इनोवेशन दे आर डूइंग एंड लर्निंग फ्रॉम देयर मिस्टेक्स. इसमें और एक एग्जांपल आई वुड लाइक टू कोट. ऐसे सिमिलर एग्जांपल है एडवर्सिटी के ऊपर. सो हम लोग का कोडैक का कैमरा होता था, हॉटशॉट, और वो कोडैक का कैमरा. तो कोडैक वाज अ फिल्म कंपनी. सो फिल्म एक्सपोज करते थे और फिल्म बनाते थे. तो ये जो डिजिटल कैमरा का जो कंसेप्ट है, ये कोडैक ने सबसे पहले इनोवेट किया था. कोडैक के एम्प्लॉय ने इनोवेट किया था डिजिटल कैमरास. बट बिकॉज इट वाज गोइंग टू अफेक्ट देयर ओन फिल्म ब्रांड, दे सप्रेस द आइडिया. उनके जो एम्प्लॉय ने ये निकाला था, उसको बोला ठीक है हम इसको बाद में देखेंगे R&D डिवीजन वाले को, और ये आइडिया को सप्रेस कर दिया था उन्होंने. इवेंचुअली वो बंदा फ्रस्ट्रेट हो गया, उसके विजन में वो मजा नहीं आ रहा था उसको, वो बाहर निकला, उसने ये आइडिया शेयर किया, एंड कोडैक ने ये आइडिया को ना लेते हुए खुद को मार दिया. एंड इवेंचुअली फिल्म गॉट, ये जो फिल्म होते हैं हमारे, जो रोल्स होते हैं, पहले जो रोल्स आते थे उसको एक्सपोज करना पड़ता था, प्रिंट करना पड़ता था. इवेंचुअली दैट बिकेम आउटडेटेड. अगर कोडैक ने उस टाइम में उस आइडिया को लेके फर्स्ट मूवर हो जाते, उसको डेवलप करते, उसको इग्नोर नहीं करते, तो शायद कोडैक भी आज जो 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 स्टेज में है, एवरीबॉडी नोज अबाउट कोडैक, आज कोडैक दिखता नहीं है, तो वो स्टेज पे नहीं आता. सो द पॉइंट इज आइडेंटिफाई योर गैप, प्लग इन द गैप्स एंड इम्प्रोवाइज एवरी डे. इम्प्रोवाइज हर जगह पे, हर सिचुएशन पे हमको इम्प्रोवाइज होना चाहिए. That is very important. So adversity आएगी, you need to innovate, you need to think, and you need to adapt to the changes and move on. That is a very basic learning in whatever we do. So my dear friends, adversity के ऊपर there are a lot of things we can talk about adversity, but the most important thing which I want to summarize here in this entire conversation is that कोई भी सिचुएशन हो, बिजनेस हो, आप पर्सनल लाइफ से जा रहे हो, फैमिली इश्यूज से जा रहे हो, कैसे भी जा रहे हो, बट द इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट इज टू पॉज. आप आपके लाइफ में कोई भी एडवर्स सिचुएशन फेस करते हो, कहीं भी करते हो, रुक जाओ, 2 सेकंड रुक जाओ. इस सिचुएशन को सर में मत जाने दो. अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम, लेकिन डोंट लेट इट सिंक इनटू योर ब्रेन, बिकॉज एक बार ये दिमाग में घुस गया, यू विल स्टॉप थिंकिंग और चीजों को रैशनली देखने का आप बंद कर दोगे. And that is the end of it. Most of the things happen when you are not mentally stable, or आप दिमाग में उसको बड़ा बना देते हो. हम बोलते हैं ना, शैतान निकलने लग जाता है दिमाग में, ऐसे लगता है कि बाप रे मेरे साथ क्या होगा. ये जो प्रेशर है, ये आपके खुद का क्रिएट किया हुआ है. दुनिया में कोई आपके ऊपर प्रेशर क्रिएट नहीं कर सकता है जब तक आप खुद ना चाहो, क्योंकि ये दिमाग आपका है. So don't let that thing get into your brain. That is very important. Be it any situation. In real estate, of course, abhi post-COVID, as predicted, the situation is getting to the normal. As predicted in 2000, at the start of 2020, लोगों के घर की नीड बढ़ गई है. In fact, Bombay has seen the biggest rise in real estate sales in last almost 12 years. That is how things have happened. And to be very precise, what I thought was precisely right, because the need is need. अगर मुझको लग रहा है कि मेरे घर पे एक स्टूडियो या स्टडी होना चाहिए, तो मेरे जैसे लाख लोग थे जिनको ये लगा कि हमारे घर पे एक एक्स्ट्रा रूम होना चाहिए. ओके, एंड हेंस, और दूसरी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, हमारे सर पे छत होना चाहिए. अभी गवर्नमेंट ने तो बोल दिया ना, आप बाहर मत निकलो, यू कैन नॉट कम आउट, कर्फ्यू लग गया. तो अगर मेरे पास खुद का घर होता तो मेरे को सिक्योरिटी होती है. अभी बहुत सारे लोगों का बहुत सारे इश्यूज थे, बट जिनका घर था वो लोग रिलैक्स थे. जिनके घर पे छत था, दे वर द लकी वंस. सो उस टाइम में लोगों को ये समझा कि सर पे छत होना कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड दैट इज हाउ द रियल एस्टेट इज नाउ प्रोग्रेसिंग. आई वांट टू टेल वन मोर थिंग हियर, दैट नेक्स्ट 4 to 5 years विल बी ऑफ रियल एस्टेट. आप शेयर्स में इन्वेस्ट करते हो, म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट करते हो, बिकॉज आई एम अ रियल एस्टेट प्लेयर. तो अभी ये मेरे खून में है, तो मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए दिस इज द बेस्ट टाइम. इन्वेस्ट इन रियल एस्टेट बिकॉज रियल एस्टेट इज रियल. जिंदगी में मेरे दादा दादी, नाना नानी कहते थे कि रियल चीजें क्या है, गोल्ड और रियल एस्टेट. ये 2 ही कमोडिटी है जिसमें वी इंडियंस हैव इन्वेस्टेड द मैक्सिमम. शेयर्स और ये सब बाद में आया, ऑफ कोर्स शेयर इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड नथिंग लाइक इट, बट व्हाट इज टैंजिबल, व्हाट इज रियल एस्टेट. एंड आई वांट टू टेल ईच एंड एवरी वन हियर इन दिस सेशन दैट जो भी आपकी कैपेसिटी है, जो भी आप कर सकते हो, बट रियल एस्टेट में इन्वेस्ट करो, क्योंकि और 5 साल के बाद ये अफोर्डेबिलिटी के आगे निकल जाएगी, निकल जा सकती है. इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ ही रहा है, सब कुछ हो ही रहा है, देयर इज अगेन अ रिवोल्यूशन कमिंग इन, बट रियल एस्टेट के अंदर इन्वेस्टेड रहो, बिकॉज दैट इज समथिंग दैट इज टैंजिबल, दैट इज लिक्विडेबल, एंड दैट इज योर प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी. तो रियल एस्टेट में बिल्कुल इन्वेस्टेड रहना. आपका पोर्टफोलियो के अंदर मुझे लगता है कि 50% इन्वेस्टमेंट ये रियल एस्टेट में जाना चाहिए. म्यूचुअल फंड लोग बोलते हैं, बट आई स्टिल प्रीफर कि रियल एस्टेट आपके पास होना चाहिए, क्योंकि दैट इज ऑफ कोर्स लिक्विडेशन में थोड़ा टाइम जाता है, नॉट लाइक गोल्ड, बट एप्रिसिएशन वाइज, यानी आई विल गिव एन जस्ट अ स्मॉल एग्जांपल हियर कि 2003 साल में, तो मेरा इंजीनियरिंग जस्ट खत्म होने पे था, तो हम लोग घूम रहे थे, तो खारघर के अंदर मैं और मेरा एक फ्रेंड है हेमंत करके, हम लोग दोनों खारघर के अंदर एक बिल्डिंग, स्टेशन के बाजू में एक बिल्डिंग बन रहा था, वहां पे अपार्टमेंट देखने गए. द रेट वाज 1500 रुपीज अ स्क्वायर फीट इन 2003, और आज वो फ्लैट 2 करोड़ रुपए में बिकता है. 1500 का फ्लैट था, मेरे को मिल रहा था तभी 15 लाख रुपए में, 1000 स्क्वायर फीट था. आज वो फ्लैट 2 करोड़ का बिकता है. ऑफकोर्स 2 करोड़ रुपया अगर कोई बोलेगा शेयर के साथ कंपेयर करेगा, टाटा के साथ करेगा, रिलायंस के साथ करेगा, तो मैच नहीं होगा. बट द रियलिटी इज कि ये जो इतने 20-25 साल गए उसमें कोई रहा, उसका उसका रेंटल, उसका बाकी सब चीजें, और प्लस एप्रिसिएशन किसी को मिला. तो दैट इज हाउ रियल एस्टेट वर्क. तो रियल एस्टेट का ये है कि आपके पास एक सॉलिड चीज है जो टेंजिबल है. तो आई वांट टू सजेस्ट everybody here that stay invested in real estate, because real estate is real. And with that note, I think adversity is nothing but आपके दिमाग में क्रिएट हुई हवा है. ये एक चैलेंज है, ये थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट प्रॉब्लम है, मैथ्स के पेपर में आया हुआ, उसको आपको थोड़ा रुक के सॉल्व करना है. इसको इतना सिंपल देखो, आप हर चीज से इजीली बाहर निकल जाओगे. सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट, टाइम इज सॉल्यूशन फॉर एवरीथिंग माय डियर फ्रेंड्स. इसका एक थोड़ा इमोशनल एग्जांपल दे सकता हूँ कि लाइफ में भी जैसे मैंने स्टार्ट किया कि हमारे पास लिमिटेड है टाइम. वी डोंट नो, हम लोग आज जी रहे हैं, मुझे मालूम नहीं मैं 60 साल जीऊंगा, 70 साल जीऊंगा, 80 साल जीऊंगा, 100 साल जीऊंगा, 100 के ऊपर तो शायद नहीं जीऊंगा आज के लाइफ स्टाइल से. दैट टाइम इज लिमिटेड, सो माई टाइम इज लिमिटेड. तो ये टाइम जो है ना, इसका सही इस्तेमाल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, नंबर 1. और ये टाइम है ना, हर चीज का सोल्यूशन. तो टाइम को इम्पोर्टेंस दीजिए, टाइम के साथ चलिए, और टाइम की वैल्यू कीजिए. आई एम वेरी पर्टिकुलर अबाउट टाइम में. हमेशा कोई भी मीटिंग में है, आई एम ऑलवेज प्रिसाइज ऑन टाइम. एंड लाइफ में द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इज टाइम. सो टाइम की वैल्यू कीजिए. और आई डोंट नो, आई वांटेड टू कोट समथिंग हियर, बट समहाउ इट स्किप्ड माय माइंड. So that's about it, my friends. हाँ, एक और कोट था जो मुझको कोट करना था कि अगर कोई चैलेंज में हुआ, तो अगर आपके पास सॉल्यूशन है, ये बहुत कॉमनली कोटेड है, लेकिन मैं यहाँ पे रिलेवेंट इसके लिए कोट करता हूँ कि आप एक डिफिकल्ट फेज से जा रहे हो और आप ये खुद को सवाल पूछते हो कि ये सिचुएशन में मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. तो अगर आंसर है, अगर आपके पास कोई सॉल्यूशन है, तो आप वो करो. सॉल्यूशन नहीं है तो आप क्या करोगे? चुप बैठो, टेक अ ब्रेक, पीछे हो जाओ, लेट टाइम हील. हाँ, तो टाइम से मैं इंपॉर्टेंट बात ये बताना चाह रहा था कि हमारे पास टाइम जो है ना, ये बहुत लिमिटेड है. तो ये लिमिटेड टाइम के अंदर आप जो बेस्ट कर सकते हैं वो कीजिए. द एग्जांपल आई वांटेड टू कोट इज कि कुछ इमोशनल एग्जांपल था. लेट में ऑल राइट, चलो क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर में अगर आता है तो आई गेट बैक टू इट, बट आई थिंक दैट्स अबाउट इट. आई वांट टू सम इट अप हियर दैट कोई भी प्रॉब्लम डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, कोई भी सिचुएशन डिफिकल्ट नहीं होता है. Time is the healer, time is the factor. Yes, now I got the. So life limited है. अगर हमारे फैमिली में से, हमारे लव्ड वन में से कोई गुजर जाता है, चला जाता है, तो इवेंचुअली वो हमारा लव्ड वंस है, एंड हम लोग उसके सिवा जी नहीं सकते ऐसा हमको लगता है. बट इवेंचुअली वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट द फैक्ट कि वो गया अभी, एंड इसको हील करने वाला टाइम ही होता है. यानी समझो मेरी लाइफ 70-60 साल की है और मैं चला जाऊंगा, बट मेरे बच्चों को एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा ना कि भैया माय फादर वाज देयर, बट उसके बाद दे हैव टू लीव ऑन देयर ओन. सो दिस वाज द एग्जांपल आई वांटेड टू कोट कि भैया अगर मैं चला जाऊं कर, तो द टाइम इज द हीलर. सो टाइम के आगे कुछ नहीं है. सो सोल्यूशन हमको भगवान ने दिया है कि भैया टाइम इज अ हीलर, टाइम के साथ चलो, टेक अ ब्रेक, टेक योर टाइम, ऑफ कोर्स यूटिलाइज इट राइट, व्हेनेवर यू आर इन सच फेस, प्रिपेयर फॉर द अपॉर्चुनिटी, क्योंकि अपॉर्चुनिटी के लिए रेडी रहोगे तो देयर इज अ ह्यूज मार्केट अहेड. सो 2 साल के अंदर हम लोगों ने अपॉर्चुनिटी के लिए प्रिपेयर किया, हम लोगों ने बहुत सारी थॉट प्रोसेस पे फोकस किया, and now we are coming up with 3-4 innovative things which will disrupt the market. Of course you will eventually get to know about us. So we have Mirador Group, which is doing real estate, second homes, and also redevelopment now. That is the part of the whatever we did brainstorming in last 3 years. We came up with this particular strategy to sustain in the market, and I'm sure that next 5 years we will be scaling up fast. So जो मकाम हमने 2 साल में खोया, I think uske 10 times we want to achieve in next 5 years. So that is the vision with which we and my team are moving forward. And I'm sure that, maybe 2-3 years down the line, I would have this pleasure of, talking to you again, and wherein, I can tell you that, 3 साल पहले ये बात की थी, आज 3 साल के बाद ये हुआ है. So, that will be the right example to set here. I think I will sum it up here, and thank you for your patience, audience. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. I'm sorry for the little lag, but I was not prepared that way. But thank you so much.
Wonderful, Vijay sir. Thank you so much. I just want to read some comments for you before we take some questions. Subramaniam sir said, very well articulated. You engage with audience very well. Appreciate your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
Pramod ji has said, authenticity stands out in your sharing. Greatly appreciate. And Subramaniam sir and Neenu madam has said, very well explained. Subramaniam sir has once again commented, a very pleasing and engaging speaker, connect with people, has been exceptional. Okay. So, and he also says, when money is lost, nothing is lost. If time is lost, everything is lost.
Everything is lost. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
So just want to, one big takeaway that I observed in your talk was, you have to be in the game. When adversity strikes, you should not just get away. So you scale down your operations, not because you were a failure, but because you thought that there is an adverse situation and let me be in the game. I can't handle 100 people, let me handle at least 10 people, and keep it going, keep it afloat. I know there are, Bollywood actors like Nawazuddin Siddiqui, or even maybe Pankaj Tripathi or Irfan Khan. They might have all done roles in the initial part of their careers, which may not have been exactly absolutely exciting, but they were there in the game. They kept the game going, and one day we all know where they stand today, right? So wonderful, Vijay sir. Thank you so much for a very informal way of presenting your ideas. You're still getting a lot of wonderful comments. You can check them in the chat. And yes, I think Dr. Dhanashri has also commented.
Oh, she's there. Okay.
I think I just saw her name.
Yeah,
she has, right? Apna time aayega, system goes on. Take a break, but don't give up. So you won your Bharat Ratna today. And as you were talking about her, I saw her in the waiting room, I didn't want to interrupt you at that time. So
I just wanted to say the same thing, that, she missed the actual, special part where Vijay mentioned about her and, gave her the credit for certain things. So I just thought I'll bring it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Vijay's strength.
Hi, Nina. Thanks.
Thank you all. A big hello to everyone.
Hi, doctor. How are you?
I'm good. So lovely to see all of you, new faces, and some I know. Thank you very much for listening, giving your ears. Thank you so much.
And Dr. Dhanashri, I must tell everybody, you're doing such amazing work in autism. And we would definitely like you also to be a part of our talks. In fact, we are opening up another platform called as the HSSE Gold Speaker Talks. This is a little bit more business focused, but Gold Speaker Talks will get in people who are creating massive influence in society. so people like Dr. Dhanashri, there are a few others I have in mind. So we are planning to do that. Wonderful. Anybody wants to comment? Anybody wants to have a question, has a question for?
Just wanted to say something,
yes.
Hari, that whatever Vijay was talking about,
Yeah,
it was very evident that it was coming from the heart, because it was nothing made up. It was nothing that was read and, like a literary talk. It was something that was lived. So when someone lives through and talks about it, it's straight from the heart and that much more touching. And he touched upon one point, when you can do something about the situation, with time you can do it. And if you can't do something about it, you just can't do about it. That
absolutely.
reminded me of one Dennis the Menace ka poster. He's a very naughty guy, right? Always getting into trouble. So he says, in times of absolute chaos and disturbance, just sit back and relax. And just the point that Vijay sir brought about. So thank you, Pawar sir, for the wonderful talk.
My pleasure.
Yes, Pramodji, you want to say something?
So good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
ये मेरा पहला मौका है आपके सेशन के लिए. Vijay ji, absolutely inspiring and so authentic. Loved it. So one is ये आपने, an interesting part is Dr. Dhanasri Madam at one stage prevailed upon you and you joined the government job. And once the job was done, you came back to what was your passion. So that's on the lighter side. What I was keen to know, you spoke about the values part in your early part of this thing, very convincing, and I love that part. Now, we all know real estate ecosystem, power centers, clearances, and all kinds of people. तो जब ये वैल्यू मिसमैच आता है तो आप कैसे हैंडल करते हैं? वेरी कीन टू नो.
It's a very difficult and tricky question, साहब. कैसा होता है? वैल्यू मिसमैच आता है, but थिंग इज कि जैसे सर सलामत पगड़ी 50 ये मैंने जैसे बोला, वैसे आपको सिस्टम में रह के ही सिस्टम को क्लियर करना पड़ता है. सो इनिशियल स्टेजेस के ऊपर मैंने कंसल्टेंट्स अपॉइंट कर दिए जो निगेटिव पार्ट है या जो अपोजिट पार्ट है, क्योंकि हमको खड़ा होना है, हमको सिस्टम में रहना है. कोई भी सिस्टम में अगर जीतना है आपको, तो आपको सबसे पहले उसका पार्ट होना पड़ता है. ओके, तो मैंने धीरे धीरे अपना पैर जमाया by whatever way. It was not me, but it was somebody doing for me to get things done. But it was not directly me. So I paid him officially and I got my things done. But eventually, in my journey of last almost 12 years, I became part of one of the most biggest real estate association, which is Credai MCHI. Okay, now I am the current president for Shahpur and Budbad region, and I am also the core committee member for MCHI. Okay, so now what we are doing at MCHI is we are slowly and gradually taking the issues which we face in real estate, wherein we need to compromise. We are trying to set in a system wherein things become automated. अभी बॉम्बे के अंदर there is a system कि अगर 45 days में अगर आपको अप्रूवल नहीं मिलता है तो it is deemed approved. Can you beat that? ऐसे छोटे छोटे सिस्टम हम इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं, सिस्टम के साथ रह के, सिस्टम के हाथों में हाथ डाल के कर रहे हैं. Now the current government is so good, so they give you so much of ear. They आपका प्रॉब्लम इतना समझ के लेती है because they understand that real estate is the second biggest employment generating business. So honorable chief minister is so pro about developer that अभी ये जो stamp duty waiver आया था was a product of our MCHI's effort to get in Maharashtra. इसे महाराष्ट्र में हुआ stamp duty जो 2% पे लेके आए थे. That was a part of honorable chief minister's trust on us as a committee, as a people who are thinking for people. अभी ये जो rules है ये हम लोग eventually slowly automated mode पे ला रहे हैं. अभी the next big move is that registration के लिए आपको जो registrar office में जाना पड़ता है, that can happen in developer's office only. You don't have to go to there. अभी आप एक सोचो, आप रजिस्टर ऑफिस में जाते हो तो कितनी चीजें होती है, वहां पे जाके एजेंट होता है, फिर वो आपको रुकाता है, फिर आपके डॉक्यूमेंट मिलने में आपको टाइम लगता है. अभी अगर ये चीजें डेवलपर के ऑफिस में होने लग जाए तो आप सोचो कितना कन्वीनियंट है.
course, बहुत बढ़िया.
So you have to be in the system to change the system. So हम लोग अभी system में खड़े हैं. Eventually we are taking it to the system where in Singapore, Hong Kong में जो चलता है, जिस वे से काम होता है, eventually India में, especially महाराष्ट्र में तो होगा ही.
Amazing, amazing, Vijay. Our best wishes. You should be leading the real estate sector, because I have also had opportunity to meet few developers. I have not met many who are as articulate, as convincing as you, and with that capability and the values in place, I think you can do wonders. Some you are already doing, and our very best wishes, and love the session. Your session.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Dr. Dhanashri, I think you want to say something. You had just messaged.
Yes. And
Yes.
as Vijay has, he said that he first did the government job. So yes, and he was very true when he said that, he's learned a lot of things from the government job. And from the government job, what I remember is I used to work in BMC as a medical officer. And before that, I worked as a houseman also. So one thing that we have learned in being in government job is that, especially during disasters. So, even if we work on shifts, and even if the person who is just ahead of our shift and who is going to take the over does not turn up, we have to continue working. So, the system goes on, whether you're there or you're not there.
Absolutely.
Everything goes on. And as a medical officer, I remember we used to have 300 patients waiting in the line, and the doctor didn't turn up. So what happened? Nothing happened. The laborers, the pharmacists, they did the OPD. In BMC, everybody is working. So, that's what government actually teaches us, that the system has to go on. So I believe even if when we are an entrepreneur and doing our businesses, we have to always remember that, nothing stops just because, we stop. So we need to take that break and, think about it, because a lot of families are dependent on us as, the salaries go, and, so we have to be very mindful of our decisions. And the most important thing that I believe Vijay, I think he hasn't mentioned it, but he gives a lot of value to relationships. So even in COVID, in the crisis state, when people, and there was a lot of miserable situation, relationships were getting spoiled, whether it's with clients or anyone, but he always was very positive. He saw to it that no one is hurt, including his team and the customers and the investors. He took care of everyone like a family. And whatever was the situation, he honestly said, if he didn't have money, he said that he doesn't have money, which was like, honesty always works, because that was a fact that time. There was no manipulation, nothing. Whatever came, just whatever was the real situation, we just honestly put it in front of everybody. So the ball was in their court, and we only gave that trust, and that you have to believe in us, and we will bring everyone to a positive day. We'll put in our best effort. So I think relationships, he always gives value to relationships, and of course that is something that is a value that you learn from family and your own family. So in any state, I think he has always been good with relationship. He has taken care of all his relationships, whether it's friends or colleagues or business, like family. So I think as a businessman, that is a great quality, and something that that has been highlighted, and that is what we need to learn, that we don't have to look at business as business, but it's a big family, and look at all your customers also as a family.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thanks for sharing this, and I think
Thank you
this is
so
what
much for
will
that.
help.
Thank you
and-
for allowing me.
Sir, I would like to say something.
Please. Yeah.
I have known Vijay for I think almost 15 years now, and as he values relationships, that's very true. And I know one thing, that if God forbid, if I need anything in my life, and I know I don't have anybody else, I know Vijay will be there for me. So I can always bank on him. And Vijay, your talk was very inspirational and from the heart. I'm always very, very proud of you and Dhanashri. Though I haven't met Dhanashri, but I would like to
Thank you.
compliment Dhanashri for your excellent work you're doing towards humanity. Thank
So,
you.
Trying.
Madam, I call such people as the 3 a.m. club, you know. You have this 5 a.m. club these days where they say get up early in the morning and your life will change. But I tell them after COVID, I'm sleeping at 2 a.m. So I can't, you know,
Yeah.
after the pandemic, I'm sleeping at 2 a.m. I can't get up at 5 a.m. But, you know, there are friends like Vijay sir, whom you can call at 3 in the morning and they will be there for you.
Yeah,
You know, and I think
anytime. Yeah.
that's what I call as the 3 a.m. friendship club. You know, and they are on, and some of them are on my list. So,
Thank you for that.
and I hope I never have to call them at 3 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning. One very interesting thing I want to share here. You know, this topic is so amazing, and we can go on and on about this. When the pandemic hit us, you know, the training fraternity was really suffered a lot because all physical training stopped. And we are so used to audience engagement, you know, being in front of an audience. And, you know, I tell jokingly that many trainers thought of becoming Bollywood stars. They could not, so they became trainers because that's how they can get a little bit of their limelight. So when all this stopped, then we had to do something about it to keep afloat. So Dilip Sharma, my colleague, my dear friend from Bangalore, he called me and said, Hari, I'm exploring e-learning. And that's how we set up our e-learning platform during the COVID pandemic. A very classic example of an opportunity coming out of an adversity. And it would have not happened even now if the pandemic had not hit. You know, so it's an evolving platform. We are trying to make it into a very profitable vertical. And we are in love with the camera right now. We are enjoying all these virtual sessions, and HSSE last 2 years, Dilip, I don't have the numbers right now, but I think we have organized so many conclaves. I think 4 HR conclaves. There's a 3rd CEO conclave. We have done a trainer conclave. We have done a few other engagements. I think it's fascinating because this opportunity to connect with a larger audience has given you a greater leverage than physical training. You know, and you can create your own legacy through the e-learning platform. So if there are trainers, coaches, HR professionals on this session with us, please get in touch. Let's talk, let's collaborate, you know, and let's work together. That's the whole idea behind, you know, organizing these sessions, apart from the learning value addition that happens. And anybody who's interested in getting into L&D, into learning and development, though you may not belong to that space, please call us. And we would love to collaborate. We can help you to get into it, and we can work together, right? So wonderful. So we still have about 5 minutes. We can go on for another 5 minutes. If anybody has anything else to comment, ask a question, you're most welcome to do that. Or you want to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
So I would like to congratulate Mr. Vijay for the excellent session, and it was because it came from the heart, so it really touched almost all of our hearts. So congratulations. And people do not respect you for your power, for the stature that you hold, but they respect, you know, how do you conduct yourself in the face of adversity, which Mr. Vijay clearly illustrated during his session. So it was a big learning for me. So thank you, Vijay ji. And it was awesome to be listening to you.
My pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So, yeah, I think Mr. Kumar has commented, Dr. Pawar, this ownership usually does not happen in all departments or sectors. Yeah, it does happen in medical, security, army, police, and profession. So, so I know, you know, we all have images about industries, you know, like training, real estate, or finance. So I don't think you have many great friends amongst financial consultants, I think, Vijay sir, because you are suggesting 50% portfolio in real estate. So so, I don't think many financial consultants are going to love you too much. So
बचा हुआ 50% उनके लिए छोड़ दिया है.
50% आपने उनके लिए छोड़ दिया. Correct, correct, correct. और एक बहुत अच्छी बात कही about legacy and how life moves on. And one of the biggest learnings in these last 2 years has been, and it's been very difficult actually. We have lost a lot of people, friends, close relatives. There's been a lot of grief all around us. But it's just incredible that life doesn't wait for anyone. It just moves on. It just moves on. And it's incredible. It just doesn't seem to wait for anyone. And I think that's one of those very important shock absorbers. Somewhere the pandemic has, made us stronger in a very natural way. And it just made us realize those precious moments that you're spending together are so valuable, which we took a lot for granted in the past. So I think we'll have one last, Subramanian sir, you've been wonderful thank you so much for your participation and comments, but we'd love to hear you, sir. Maybe for a minute you can share your perspective and, then we can move towards closure.
Of course, I think this is the first time I heard I was engaged for 1 hour. I normally have a lot of distractions, etc. But I loved the way Mr. Vijay spoke. Number one is he engaged us very well. I think, people today don't want any information. I think engaging people is very, very important. I think that's what he showed. Number two is, I think, the God has made human beings with a brain. And animals, birds, insects, they live on instincts. We have a brain and we have to use it for progress and growth. And today he has very clearly, stated that, human beings are the only creatures who can handle the adversity and grow beyond. That's what he said. I think I really appreciate the way he spoke in English, he spoke in Hindi, he connected with people, and he could really, get those, small things, So I think even if the number has been pretty less, I think it was pretty engaging. And one thing which he said, I need to tell you, I am a resident of Four Bungalows, Andheri. Okay. And in the year 2001, because of my daughter, we shifted to Kharghar, and we rented our Four Bungalows house, for a small amount, in the year 2001. And I took a house in the year 2005 for a very small amount, 2-bedroom hall kitchen for 13 lakhs. And today it is 1 crore. And I sold my Four Bungalows flat because, metro aa gaya tha. I sold it, and again I took a house at Kharghar, and I got a beautiful house. And because of that money, my daughter ka fees bhi ho gaya, and she is in London today. So what he said was absolutely right. I also believe that one should really put their money into land, and it appreciates 10 or 15 times, particularly in a city like Mumbai. And Hari, to tell you,
yes,
you were exceptional. You were exceptional as a compeer. I should, and for the first time, all the very best to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind.
Thank you very much. So, thank you so much, Vijay sir, for what's been an absolutely fabulous third edition of the HSSE CEO Talks. Really appreciate you taking out time for us. And I cherish this friendship and I cherish this relationship a lot. And I will keep troubling you and keeping in touch all the time, even if you are very busy. And we definitely look forward to having Dr. Dhanashri on our gold speaker talk section, which we will announce very soon. We request everybody to also visit our website, www.thehssc.com. So you get a very comprehensive view of the work that's happening at HSSE. I thank my associates, Juhi Gupta. She has not joined us today, but she is our corporate lead for project lead for corporate relations and corporate training. Dilip Sharma, he's a mentor, friend, philosopher, guide. Parul Tripathi, always there for us, wonderful trainer herself, and a few other people who are also associated with us for various projects. So on behalf of Team HSSE, I want to thank all the delegates who have joined us today for your wonderful time and participation. And once again, thanks a lot, Dr. Vijay, Dr. Dhanashri, for putting the icing on the cake, for your presence. And Vijay sir, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For this wonderful talk. And it's gone live on FB, so you can go to my timeline, Hariharan Iyer, check out. And also I will make it available on my YouTube channel, Hariharan Iyer, the Entertainer, and you can access over 200 learning videos on that YouTube channel. So there's a lot of content which is available there. So once again, thank you so much. All of you, please take good care of yourself, and I will very soon be back with you with one more edition of the HSSE CEO Talks. Thank you so much. God bless you, and do take good care of yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Hari, and thank you, Vijay sir. Wonderful speech.
Thank you, Dilip. Thank you so much.